Oh, my fellow lobsters, I have returned once again with my messy hair and everything. So, yeah, I figured I might as well continue talking about that, the history of my fantasy book. That's not what this video is about. That's later. This video is about a particular cultural thing that I was thinking of putting in my book. Which is basically just that. I was thinking it would be really cool if like if there's some kind of like a ritual hunt thing that is done with with the elves from like the particular island where much of the book takes place. Uh, it's sort of like a cool wet type of island, sort of like the islands in the southern part of Alaska or like Ireland or Japan, like cool wet climate type of island. Basically, there's a lot of islands in Scandinavia that are that kind of climate. Now that I think about it, but it's sort of like less of a foresty island, more of a grassy island like Ireland, but like there is still plenty of forest. It's just that that's like in all the areas they're like, way out far away from civilization. Because like the whole place maybe used to be like well, basically it's just because like people raise all of the livestock, like the elves have all of like the herds of sheep and all of the crops and things just in the natural flat land, and the mountains is where all the forests is, and cutting down trees is kind of difficult, so most people don't really bother doing it. So that's basically how that is. So yeah, that is what happens. So basically, but the forest is still pretty nearby. So what I was thinking was that basically like all of the young boys from a particular village, like when they come of age, more or less, they would go to the forest and learn to hunt, and it's like a ritual thing because remember there's two elf gods. There's the god of agriculture and the god of the wilderness. And the god of agriculture is like, that's half of all of elfish culture. That's like the more sort of civilized part. But then there's like the true natural part that is the god of the wilderness. And like, so like they gotta do both things, even if they're, yeah. So basically that's just sort of what they do. And one thing I was thinking was because like remember in the ancient history of this world there were all of the wizards, but most of them were killed during the wizard wars. But many of them were not, and they're just sort of like they're the ancient wizards that are scattered across the world and have become like a variety of things, like fairies, or like like, oh, it's the mountain spirit or whatever. And so one thing I was thinking was, what if this particular island had like these sort of supernatural hunter creatures that had once been like human wizards, but had just turned into like sort of ghosty guys that live in the woods and hunt, and maybe their job is like they teach the young elf boys how to hunt, like when they come of age. But then maybe there's also some more evil ones that are like Wendigos that like shapeshift. And that was a thing that I thought would be cool. Um, that's basically all for this video. I guess maybe I could try and like talk about it again, but more well put together. But I think you guys know that I never use scripts, and I don't think you care. There's 31, 32 of you now. No, the reason why you're sticking around is because you don't mind how rambly I am. So goodbye for now, and come back next time.